Hello everyone, I hope everybody is doing fine. I'm fine actually, and I'm doing the first lesson of Quake Live in real good quality, and I feel really great. So I hope you guys will like it. So basically, for people who don't know me, I just want to introduce myself really quick. So my name is Kevin Baisa, and I'm a Quake Live player who's currently playing with Fnatic, and I'm also Shootmania player. But at this moment I will talk a lot about Quake Live. So just to sum it up everything, I would just try to make as much lesson as possible each week. So stay tuned, guys, and I will put them on my social networks such as Facebook or Twitter. So don't forget to join it. So just to say it, it's just www.facebook.com/strenx or twitter.com/strenx. So what are we going to talk about for the first lesson of Quake Live? I guess we'll talk about one of the best map I like in this game, and it's Aerowalk. So just again to sum it up, I just want to say that each lesson will be different. So sometimes I will talk about map positioning tips and stuff. So from today we'll talk about that. But next time I might watch some QuakeCon. I mean this year event of QuakeCon, all the demos, and try to analyze it as much as I can from my experience, and I hope it will help you a lot. But from today, what we're talking about is going to be our walk, as I said. So we'll talk about the situation, like start spawning. We'll start with the start spawning and why we have to move like that. What we do when we are in control in our walk, the spawn control when you are in control, also when you are out of control, because this map is really hard when you're out of control, and I really want to tell you guys what to do in which situation in order to not die easily, and doing the right move in the specific situation, and when to fight exactly your opponent. So this is it. We will talk about, we'll begin about the start spawning, so stay tuned. So you know that in this game you have some different start spawn, such as this one, also this one, or this one up, and this one up. But the situation are most of the time the same. So basically, if someone is here, most of the time your opponent will be here. So just to talk really in depth of everything, I would like to talk about one of the best spawn situation you can have, the start situation, which is here in the red armor. So I would talk about this specific situation. Most of the time people, when they go there, they just want to take the shaft and go there quick. But the problem of that, if you're here, most of the time your opponent will appear here. And at this moment he spam you with a rocket, and he just try to analyze it, because most of the time he just knows that you go from here. So you have to think different, and even if it takes 1 or 2 seconds, it's better to, once you are in the red armor, you go down and you fast there. Because why it's better to go there? You can prevent the rocket from going to you, and if you drop down, he can take a lot of damage, and this position is really great. So it takes a lot of damage, and most of the time you will go either on the teleport or on this teleport for the rail. So always do like that, and it's better positioning. So most of the time this is it. But if you are in this spawn and you know that the guy is on red armor, it's going to be hard also. So you have to be quick and jump there, because you have to expect this kind of move of every player. You need to expect every move. So you jump really quick, you spam as much as you can, and you try to survive as much as you can and spam. So this is the first to spawn you have to do most of the time. When you are on yellow armor, which is the worst spawn ever, anyway, I think it's going to be a sacrifice most of the time, because you have to steal the most item as you can in order that your opponent doesn't have the best control ever, like 200 to 100. So you need to take everything and try to take less damage possible and stay in the same situation as I said before with this situation. Like, you need to wait a little bit, don't take any spam, and try to survive as much as possible. Also, the worst spawns that you can have is if you here and your opponent is here. So if you hear him taking the red armor, don't be, I would say, mad about that, like, yeah, I'm not lucky or whatever. you know that you will be out of control, and we'll talk about it, what you have to do in this situation. But don't try to rush him or whatever. You just go away, you spam as much as we can, and you try to take yellow armor and green armor. So most of the time it was the situation that you have to do in a spawn start. If you start here and you see your opponent going there, don't rush the mega health, just take rocket launcher before him. If you start here, don't be like that. If you know if your opponent is here, don't do like that. Don't rush the mega health. Just be aware of what your opponent do. So at this moment, if you know it, you have a better position. So this is like that about the spawn control. So to sum it up, red armor is one of the best one because of the positioning and everything, and the other one is all about analyzing your opponent. Don't trust stupidly and just start to guess where your opponent should be when you start to spawn somewhere. So this is like this is like this about the spawn situation. So now we will talk about in control. So when you are in control, what I do most of the time is like you have to control the rail most of the time. People just think like you take red armor, you win everything, which is not false in some ways, but it's really important to control the rail, because most of the time if your opponent is out of control, he will try to shoot you twice or 3 times in a row in order to keep back the control, and that is a problem. For me, when you're in control, you are in control once you are 100. It's not really useful to take red armor most of the time. You just need to focus at him, making the most damage possible in order to keep his out of control. So in control, you have to think that the green armor is the most important item, and what you have to time also. The mega health is the time that you have to time the most, like at the perfect second. Red armor is like positioning, but you don't really need the perfect second of red armor, so just have an idea of it, but that's it. You should just time the mega health and the yellow armor when you're in control. Because why it's important to time the yellow armor? I will explain you why. At this moment, when your opponent is out of control, he will try to spam the most grenade launcher as he can. So we try to gain time and make the most damage possible in order to prevent you from attacking him. But at this moment, you can rush him in the right moment when you have the yellow armor time. What I say about it is, you rush the yellow armor because you know that it appears, like it spawns in like 5 seconds. You know that your opponent try to survive, so you just kill him little by little, because you took the yellow armor, and once he take a rail, he's like messed up, nothing he can do. So that's the only thing you have to do. You will try to rush red armor, but it's going to be hard for him because his health is down and stuff like that. So don't forget to time yellow armor and mega health when in control. And the best position you can have when you're in control is this position. Why this position is good? Because you can zoom a lot, and that's why Tank Junior is the best character to play against. Because when you can zoom, you can see before he sees you, so the reflex are better, and that's why you have to use it. You can spam a lot from here, and you can spam there and there. And basically, when you're here, you need to spam there with a rail or stuff like that, and it's pretty easy to shoot. So this position there and this position there are the best you can have all the time. Even if you know the red armor is up, just remember the yellow armor time, and if you see sometime the green armor, still hit as much as you can, because once you take 2 yellow armor, it's like you have 1 yellow armor and nothing you can take, so it's pretty important to take it. And at this moment, when you have the perfect time of yellow armor, what is the situation where you can kill him and surprise him? You spam a little bit, okay, not this fail for sure. You spam a little bit like that, and you know the time. So sometimes you do like that, because you need to know which weapon you can have. And when you are in control, it doesn't have shaft, because you just control everything, and he might not take the rail either. So he might have only rocket launcher or green launcher. So either you go from here, or either you go there, and you time and you do a lot of pressure, because he will try to escape. Once you go there, he will try to escape as much as he can, and then his position is pretty hard to just defend, because rain launcher is pretty useless from this position. And then you pressure again, and then you go back to your normal position in order to control again. You stay there a little bit and you control. Even if the red armor is up, you should not take it. You should take it only if you have the perfect time of the yellow armor and mega health, and you know that the yellow armor spawn in like 15 seconds and the mega health in like 10 seconds. Just be quick. So it's one of the best control stuff you can do. But there is a second way to control perfectly. If you are facing a rail heavy player, what you have to do is like you have to take every single rail. So every time you control, every 5 seconds you go in this spot all the time. So at this moment the different tactic is like you have to forget a little bit about the yellow armor. You just take it when you feel you have to take it, but it's different. The different way of playing this game, I mean this second tactic of in control, is countering the rail. So at this moment if you take the rail, you have to take the red armor much more. So let's see like that. You know red armor is up, so you take the rail, you rocket jump because you don't have time to do anything else, and then the rail should appear right now, so you take it, and then you prevent him from taking any rail. So nothing he can do. The score will be really close. I mean, he will never make damage to you because he has nothing to from the distance to hit you. So we just spam, etc, etc, and you will always win the fights in terms of stack. So that's the second style you have to do if you play against a rail heavy. So you have to time the mega health perfectly, red armor a little bit, but most important, like, you know, Pro Q324 or Vertical Vengeance, you take the rail, and that's it. So it's like that. So that's how you have to do when you are in control. Also, you need to fight sometime. You have to face some player who just delay the spawn. So once you kill someone there, and you know he wants to appear fast, just be quick to go in the opposite way because he can appear after that. But you will say, you don't say, but that's true. Sometimes he will wait a little bit and you kill him here, but you know that if you take the stair, he might appear to the right. So don't forget, if you kill him, to wait a little bit, because if you here, he will force he will be forced to appear to the left side. So always, anytime you kill your opponent, try to be in the middle right of the map. I mean middle left from this point of view. This middle stuff is where you have to be. This middle left all the time. So you have to keep it like that. So this is what you have to do in control. So the item control, as I said, most important is your yellow armor and mega health. And when you control the rail, red armor is more important and mega health also. But don't forget to take the green armor if you see them. Also, when you're in control, don't forget also to take the shotgun. I will tell you why. Because your opponent will be often low HP, so he will try to spam a lot. And from the shotgun, you can shoot a little bit and make a lot of damage sometime in the close range without really aiming. Because shotgun is pretty heavy hitbox and stuff like that, so it's pretty easy to do that. And it's really hard for him to survive after that. So that was basically the resume of in control. So now we will talk about out of control, because I know it's a problem of a lot of players. So what I do basically when I'm out of control, I need to time the mega health and the red armor perfectly. I mean, normally you should time 3 items, but I know sometimes it's really hard for some opponents. So I would say you need to time the mega health and the yellow armor. And at this moment, when you have the perfect time on mega health, you need to force him to take mega health in order that he can take the red armor and mega health at the same time. So you need to rush when you know exactly when is the mega, if he is trying to go to red armor. You need to move a little bit when you hear him taking the red armor, because at this moment when you already control, you will try to take the rail and he will try to force you to spam and stuff, and it's going to be really hard to take the rail. So out of control is step by step. Your first step is taking rail and rocket. Your second step is taking as much green armor and yellow armor as you can, and the third step is to wait that it takes red armor in order to take the mega health. So at this moment, the first step is like you wait him for taking a mega health first of all, as I said, as is like the third step, but the first step is kind of the same. So once he tried to take the red armor, you have few time to take the rail. So at this moment he took the rail and it came back, but at this moment it's good for you because you have the rail and he can't shoot you because you're already away with your rail and you can take back the yellow armor. So the first step is done. So at this moment you can spam a little, and with the rail you need to make as much damage as possible. And once you make 2 rail in a row, at this moment you have to think about the mega health and rushing it at this moment. So you do the second step, you take the rocket launcher, and then you can move forward little by little. And he tries to be afraid a little bit, he's more afraid to take the mega health, and now it will force more the red armor. So you can force a little bit. So as I said, the second step, you force a little bit and you try to steal now the green armor. So now you will be the same as him, 100 like him with the red armor, and you might take the mega health also if you have the perfect time of it. So just to sum it up again, it's step by step. You try to take the yellow armor. If you hear him taking the red armor, you go for the rail as fast as you can. If you can manage to take also the rocket launcher, go for it, and that's it. And then you wait for the second step. Now you can spam as much as you can. If he try to rush you, he can take a lot of damage, rail, rocket and stuff. And at this moment you know the time of the red armor a little bit, the yellow armor and the mega health. And you can take the mega health only if you make 2 rails in a row, or if he takes a lot of spam, if he feels like he takes a lot of damage. And this is like that. And if he feels that he got pressured and he try to fear, then as I said, you try to pressure a little bit, you go from this side, taking the green, prevent him from taking red, because this moment is really crucial, because you know he's afraid, the red armor is still up, and he took 2 rails. And you know mega health is in 10 seconds. What is the situation when you're out of control? What you have to do is like, he wants to go to red armor, so you have to be quick. And at this moment, once he will go to red armor, he will stay there. And you know mega health is like in 5 or 6 seconds from the move you did after that. So you just gain time and you wait there. He doesn't want to take any rail, so he can take 1 or 2 rails, and then you're pretty equal. But at this moment, he thinks that you guys are pretty equal. The mega health is up. He took 2 rails, you take mega health, and then you back in control. Now he's out of control, so now he try to fear. And at this moment, you can take all weapon you want. And at this moment, you have the perfect time of the yellow. You know that you took yellow before the red armor, so you take the yellow, and then you can try to, you can hope for a fight and win it most of the time. So I hope you understood everything. This is basically what you have to do out of control. So that was the situation of Aerowalk, just to sum it up pretty quickly. So that was the first lesson of Aerowalk about movement, I mean about control, out of control, item spawn control. The next lesson will be about tips, aiming, dodge in this map, that you will see next week maybe. So thank you guys to have watched my first lesson of Aerowalk. I hope you liked it. If you can do some feedback about it, I will appreciate it. I hope my accent was pretty enough to understand. I hope you liked it. So thank you a lot. If you have any question, don't forget to ask it on my Facebook, www.facebook.com/strenx, or twitter.com/strenx, or on strenx.tv if you want to watch some more video. I will also thanks Arthur Warder, my friend who made the website, and the new creator who made the video introduction. So see you guys, and before leaving, I show you some shaft. Okay, bye bye guys, have fun.